Hey everyone, it's Deb. I'm a couple minutes early, but I wanted to get on here and make sure my orientation's right and give you guys a couple minutes to pop on, and then we will get started. And you're just going to see my tickets for drawings because we have lots of door prizes. I'm going to start out with a couple of stamp pads. And I'm just checking my laptop. Hey Val, how you doing? Thank you. Am I sideways? Am I good? Can you hear me? All that good jazz. Hey Mary, yay, Kathy. Okay, good. Thank you, Val. I appreciate it. Hi, Kathy. Looks like a few folks have joined us. I won't wait too long because I don't like the video to have a lot of just like dead time at the beginning, especially for people when they watch the replay. So I will just give people a couple more minutes. It's not quite 6:30. So are you home from work, Mary? Beautiful night. Yay, I'm glad you got off on time. Say hi if you're just joining us. I'm going to get started in about 1 minute. It's almost 6:30 according to my watch. Hey Peggy. Yay, I'm glad you're hearing. That's awesome. Doesn't it feel good to work through these technical challenges? I've got some going on today, but apparently this is working. Hey Marta, yay. Thank you for joining us. All right, well, I'm going to kind of go get started here a little bit slow. You see all these tickets, so I just wanted you to see that you were all in the drawing. There's 18 of you. So I filled out a little ticket for each one of you, and I'm going to pop you into my little drawing basket. So you all just went in there. And I have quite a few door prizes to give away tonight, so I'll start that here in just a few minutes. Hey Rita, yay, thank you for joining me. So I have all of your stamp pads and your kits done, as you know. If you haven't had a chance yet, take a look at your email. I'm scheduling the porch/garage pickups. And then I probably will get mail outs on, hey Stacy, I'll probably get mail outs done on Friday, I'm thinking. I gotta go get a priority envelope for that. I think I only have one that has to get mailed out this time. So if you haven't checked your email yet, do that. You're gonna love your new colors, you guys. They're so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with them. Maybe I only need 5 stamp pads for the next year. Anyway, before I get going on the projects, I always like to, this class is an annual class for me, and I always just like to do a little educational piece on your stamp pads and give you some tips and stuff. So stamp pads like to live like we do. They don't like to be too hot, and they don't like to be too cold. So what does that mean? So that means don't put them over a heat vent. Keep them out of direct sunlight. And don't put them in your garage where they're going to get frozen. Okay, they like to just kind of have the same kind of environment we have. Hi, Joe. So keep that in mind in terms of where you store your stamp pads. I suggest you always buy a refill, a re-inker for your stamp pads. I have some stamp pads that I've had over 20 years. Hi, Gay. Glad you found it. We just got it started. You didn't miss much. Hi, Carol. Anyway, if you have a re-inker, your stamp pad will last a super long time. I tend to end up having to buy some re-inkers because of doing business and having more people using mine, but you probably won't as long as you take good care of your pads. So one of the things to keep in mind about these pads is they're a little stiff when you first get them, and they open like a compact. These are a new style that we've had out for about 2 years. So they're going to be a little stiff. Once you've used them for a bit, they'll loosen up. So you open it up, and then when you're ready to use it, you can leave it this way. I would just be really careful with that. I don't really like them like that. I'm afraid they're going to get broken. So you slide it back and you lock it. And then when you're done using it, you pull it towards you and you close it just like a compact. They're really inky and juicy, so be careful. You may end up with some ink on your fingers. Don't freak out if you get it on your fingers or you get it on the pad. You can wipe them off with a baby wipe really quickly. Now on the back of your stamp pad, there's actually the name of the colors. And I haven't labeled this one yet because I wanted to show you what I do with mine. They're in 4 different languages. So what I do with mine is I put the English on this end, because when I store my stamp pads, that's the end I see. Then I put another one of one of the other languages, and that doesn't really matter to me how I do that. If you are bilingual and you speak another language, then you might want to put the language that you understand on that end. I leave another one of them on this part right here, and then inside my pad, I put another one right here. So that way, when I'm stamping, if I've got like multiple pads out or several things going, I can see at a glance what color I have. And that's just my tip. You don't have to roll that way. Maybe you don't have lots of pads out like I do. So that's just my tip on those labels. So they are back behind there, and at least put this one on the bottom. Okay, I think that was Stamp Pad 101 business. So thank you for paying attention to that. I'm going to reward you with a couple door prizes. Yay, door prizes, door prizes. All right, so somebody is going to win another packet of the new In Colors quarter sheets. I think a couple people have already won that. So let's see who this is going to be. This is going to be Velma. Okay, so Velma, I will put that there so I don't get confused later. Oops. And let's do another one. So I have some really pretty textured vellum sheets. And down at the bottom of this one, when you get it, I think there's 4 sheets in there. There's some butterflies. They were just left over from something else, and they're too pretty to put in the garbage, so I stuck them in the bottom. Do whatever you want with it. Okay, that goes to Gay. All right, congratulations, Gay. Okay, I have more door prizes, but I'm going to hold off on those for a couple minutes and start talking to you about the projects. So all of your projects today, your card bases and your envelopes came from this Flowers for Every Season, Memories and More cards and envelopes. These are in the new annual catalog. You get 10 in a package, so all 5 colors, 2 of each card base, and that made my prep pretty easy. So that's where the card bases came from. So let's start with our first project. Then you guys got a little peek of this in the invitation today. And this is actually pretty easy. When you come to do your porch pickup or your garage pickup in the next few days, if you would like to stamp the sentiment, you can. I'm going to set up a table out there. I'm going to keep it as safe as I can. There'll be hand sanitizer. I'll ask you to use it before, and I'll ask you to use it afterwards, and I'll clean up each block after you leave. I'm going to have my garage door open, so there's going to be a lot of fresh air running through. I'll be wearing a mask. Masks are optional for you, depending on your comfort level. I know some of you guys don't like them and have breathing issues, but I will be wearing one. And that's an option to you. Remember, you will have this ink, so you can just take these home and stamp them with whatever sentiment you want. That is completely up to you. So let's talk about the project a little bit. I'm going to move it out of the way, but I'll bring it back in. So when you open up your kits, and most of you guys know that this is kind of how I roll. Everything's going to be in the envelope for you. And you have to just look. Oops, I'm sorry, I bumped the camera stand. So look down in the envelope for all your pieces. There's little tiny things that are going to be hiding, like that sequin and some other things, embellishment kind of things. So on this particular project, we're going to start with gluing that paper down. And I'm not going to do this. I feel like you guys know how to glue things. And then I stamped the image there. This is raised on top of 2 dimensionals. This goes right here in the middle. And I put that on a dimensional too. So that's the finished project. I will post the photos of all the finished projects on our page here. I'll put them in a little album. I don't know if I'll get that done tonight. I'll try. It might be in the morning. Okay, so that is there. You guys don't have anything to work with anyway, so it's not like you have to have it tonight. All right, a couple of things about what I used on this card. So there's a new bundle called the Lovely You bundle. And so the stamp or the sentiment came out of there. And then this new, I think it's called Pick-a-Punch, and it's kind of cool. It's got 2 different shaped labels on it. And then you also have the choice of 3 different sizes in here. And I don't know about you guys, but I always have tons of little scraps that are about this size. I believe this is 3/4 of an inch, and they fit perfect in here. So I was able to use up a lot of leftover pieces of paper. So this punch is going to be fantastic for that. And then you can make it as long as you want. It can be shorter or longer. So it's kind of a cool little bundle. And then the other punch for this is the small bloom punch. And that's a new punch. It was available during celebrations, but now you can purchase it. So those are the tools that I used on that project. Does anybody have any questions? Also, if you have questions when you're prepping your kit, please let me know. And I am human. It's possible that you might be missing a piece. I try to be really, really careful, especially with these kits to go. But if you are missing anything, please let me know. I want to make that right. So don't be shy. Oh, the paper on that center there in the middle, this paper here, came from this Ornate Garden Specialties Designer Series paper. So that's where that came from. I think you're going to see that 2 times tonight. I think I used that on another one too. All right, so there's our Bumblebee project. And let's move over to my personal favorite. This is still my personal favorite. It's been almost 2 weeks now. Magenta Madness. And here's our card for that. It's just beautiful. Oh my gosh. So I can't take a lot of credit on this card. By the way, I believe these are all original designs. Sometimes I case things, but most of these were original. There's not a lot of ideas out there right now. So this card was created mostly with the DSP, and the DSP is the Flowers for Every Season DSP. It's a 6x6 pack, and this piece is just yum. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then the framelit is from the Tasteful Labels. And the sentiment is from the Celebrate Sunflower stamp set. I think I used that one a couple times. So these are all new products. So that's kind of fun. And this will be out if you want to stamp it while you're here. So let's talk about a couple of things with this project. When you open up your kit, you're going to have that, and then you're going to have 2 little in color embellishments, and those came from the annual catalog as well. I think you guys all got pink and blue. I don't have any more pink ones left. And I'm out of this paper, so I don't have a piece of paper, so use your imagination. So what you're going to do is take your ribbon, and I used a glue dot here, and a glue dot on this end underneath the paper. and that's what anchors it down. You can put another one in the middle, but honestly, I put a couple of dimensionals in there and it just holds it really nice. The enamel dots are self-adhesive, so you just pick those off. If you don't like doing that with your fingernails or you don't have any fingernails, you can use your pick tool. The other thing that works pretty good is the end of your paper snips. If you don't have the pick tool, the end of your paper snips will pick those right off real easily too. So there's a couple of tips for getting those little things off. Okay, so that one's pretty easy too. Not anything too complicated there. With these kits to go, I have to be really careful because I don't know what stamps you guys have, so I have to really try to make things easy for you to use. We are not allowed as demonstrators to pre-stamp anything for anyone, so I can't do any stamping for you. So that kind of limits me. And then the other thing, well, we'll talk about the other thing in a minute, that comes up with this class. So let me move on here, and then I'll share this other little thing with you. Okay, so now I have some dimensionals and glue dots. So for all of the virtual classes, you will need dimensionals and glue dots. So I'm going to help somebody out with that need here. Let's see who's going to win these. Thank you, Val. All right. Stacy Geyer. Okay, all right. So these things will be in with your kits when you guys pick them up. And then I also have some Baker's Twine. And this will go really, really well with the new Bumblebee. So who's going to get this Baker's Twine? Joe. All right, Joe. So let me put that over there. All right. I got a couple more things to give away, so don't give up yet. Okay, now this next one, I think I mentioned on my Facebook page I was having, had ran into some snafus. So hello, Rebecca, welcome. So this is the snafu one. These little guys are super intricate. So I had to cut 19 of those, and I was saying bad words. I'm really excited for when the Stampin' Up! New die cutter comes out. I think it's going to work a little bit better than the Big Shot. So anyway, and that was something that I learned through the process of this class is all these things. When you guys come to the classroom, you cut these and you cut this and you punch that and you punch all the things. And so when you're creating 19 kits and you're doing all of this, it's a little different. And so it takes a little bit longer. And so that's why I've got to really kind of think about what I'm doing. I can't put too many things on here or I'll put myself in the physical therapy. So, okay, so let's talk about this one. When you open it up, you're going to find all these pieces. And lots of little pieces. Where's my little jewel? Okay, all right. So this one I pre-tied this for you. I know some people do not like making bows, so I happen to like making bows, so I did all of those for you. So you'll glue that down. And then you can either glue this down or pop it up with dimensionals. I did mine with dimensionals just to give it a little more height. And this I glued. And when you glue this one, you don't want to see any glue. So I use this inside track right here to put my liquid glue on. Let me grab my liquid glue and I'll show you what I mean. So my paper pumpkin arrived today and I had all these things set out and then I decided to throw my paper pumpkin together today. So just a little dab all around that little center track will hold it on. And I kind of offset it so you get lots of different color in there. And that goes like that. I put this up on a dimensional just to give it a little more height. And then you're going to stamp your sentiment. And the sentiment for this one came out of Tasteful Touches. You're so special. Some of you guys know that my sister is battling cancer right now, so I've been sending her 1 or 2 cards a week. And so when I was designing these cards, lots of them I'll be sending to her. So this is one that I'll send to her. I'll probably wait till a little bit, maybe like in August, to mail this one out, closer to when the sunflowers are coming out. Anyway, this goes with the framelits that I used on the other 2 projects. It's another one of the bundles. And then I used this punch. I think it's called Just For You label. I might have that name wrong, but it's not a new punch. It came out in the mini catalog, so it's been out for a little bit. I like the shape of it. It's a little bit different. Okay, so you're going to glue that down, and then I use 2 dimensionals for that, and then that one is done. So that one's pretty easy as well. Here's another outtake from that one. I think I showed this to you guys on the Facebook page. This is the new peony die. I've got to play with this and learn how to make this a little bit better, because I don't know, I just didn't really care for it when I got it done. So I like the words though. Love you most. Okay, so I wasn't intending to have a Christmas project, but we ended up with one. So this is also from that Flowers Are Everything pack. Let's see, what is that called again? Flowers for Every Season pack. And it is 2-sided, so if you don't like the Christmas side, it's like this on the other side. So that was where that came from on the cinnamon card. But when I turned it over, it just goes so well with that Just Jade, and it looked really Christmassy to me. So let me talk to you a little bit about this one. When you open up your envelope, you have your card base and your DSP, and you'll have one of the new square vellum squares. And what did I do with my scissors that I just had a minute ago? Oh, there they are. So if you look at the card, you'll notice that the vellum squares here, and then there's here. So what you'll need to do is cut your vellum square in half, approximately. Don't get too wound up about that, because it doesn't have to be exactly in half. And then I laid it here, and I brought it just almost like 1/4 of an inch out from the edge of the card. And you know what, you guys? I used Scotch tape. That's how I adhered it, because anything else is going to move around on you. So I just used a couple pieces of Scotch tape here. You could use a bunch of glue dots or snail adhesive. It would probably work on that too. I didn't really want to do the glue, because I figured the glue would just kind of move around when I was trying to lay it down. If you are planning for this to go into a scrapbook page, do not use Scotch tape. Find something that's archival. Scotch tape is not. And then that goes right on top of that. Okay, and I glued that down. And then this just goes on with a couple of glue dots, and then stamp your sentiment. And then I used a couple of dimensionals to layer that up. I will have this sentiment out for you if you want to do that. If you want to do some other kind of a sentiment, you can do that as well. This is where that sentiment came from. It's not a new stamp set. It was in last year's catalog. So it's Peaceful Boughs. And the little die is actually from that Tasteful Labels die again. I used that 2 or 3 times in here. 2 times, I think. Okay, any questions? Everyone doing okay? Kind of hard to watch the comments and demo this, so I'm probably going to miss some things, but I will go through the comments when I get done and answer any questions that I see in there. Okay, we got some more door prizes. I've got a couple of those vellum square dies. And then I also have some of the leftover heart doilies, not dies, doilies. So let's see who's going to get that. What a beautiful night, you guys. Carol. Okay, Carol. All right, and then I also have another package of the quarter sheets of all 5 colors. So one more of those to give away. Rita. All right, Rita. Okay, there we go. All right. I have another door prize, and I saved the best for last. Okay, one more project for you guys. This is the one where I really learned my lesson on how much it takes to do some of the punching and the die cutting. So this is the medium daisy punch. It's not new. It's been out for about a year. You're going to find when you open up your package, you have 6 of them loose. So they're going to look like this, and there's going to be 6 of them. And then you're going to have 3 centers. These are 1/2-inch circles. Okay, and what you're going to do with those, so I've already Vanna Whited you on 2 of them, so I've already pre-done them just because I didn't want to do this in front of you guys. You guys should just need one demo basically. So I'm gluing that, and then I'm gluing the circle to the top of that. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry for a second. You get over here, little cutie. All right, so he's over there. Okay, also in there is another piece of DSP. And this DSP is also from the Ornate Garden. And it goes right in the center of your card. And then you're going to find a punch out of the new jar punch. And what you're going to do with that is go ahead and open up your Misty Moonlight stamp pad. And then I used a dauber to just go around and really kind of burnish those edges to give this a little definition. There is a stamp set that goes with this, and I think you guys all know that. It's a bundle, jar of flowers, and we'll talk about that actually in a minute. But this just really adds like the definition of the edge of the jar and makes it kind of pop out off of the card. If you don't have a dauber, a sponge would work. With my sponges, my Stampin' sponges, when I get them, I cut them into quarters, and then I use a binder clip to hold them so my fingers don't all get all dirty. Do the same thing. If you don't have this, if you have makeup sponges, those work. And then last but not least, if you don't have any of those things, just go ahead and dip it in the edge of the pad and go around the edge that way. So even if you don't have any of those tools, you can still make it work. Okay, so then this goes on here, and this goes on here, and this little bumblebee checkered ribbon goes right on the edge. So I pop that up with 2 dimensionals. This I put on with a glue dot, and then you just kind of have to figure out how you want your flowers to go. So you can just play with those a little bit. Uh-oh, you moved. Yeah, that's why I did these before, because glue doesn't dry as quickly. So once you get them laid on there, I'm not going to put that one on there right now because he's going to move. Then I just pulled some of the petals forward just to give it a little more oomph and a little pop and a little definition. This card's so cute, you guys. You probably won't want to give it away. I kind of don't want to. I'm going to just stare at it for a while. And you might have noticed on my blog today, I posted an outtake of this card. So originally it looked like this, which is very similar to what you have. But I kind of thought the DSP added a lot more interest. It's kind of flat and a little bit boring. So I thought the DSP actually added a lot more interest to the project. And this DSP came from the In Color paper pack. You get a lot of little paper in there. And it's all of your in colors. So that's really kind of cool. You've got lots of stuff to coordinate with. So it comes with 40 sheets. I think it's 8 of each color. And then the checkered ribbon is the gingham bumblebee gingham ribbon. All right, so that's that. So I don't think any of the cards are going to be difficult for you to put together. But if you have any problems, please do ask. I want you to be happy with your projects. The next class that I'm going to have is going to be the Jar of Flowers bundle, and I started writing because it includes the stamp set as well as the punch. And I think the stamp set's in the other room. So it's a bundle, and it's $36.75 before tax and shipping. So it'll probably be about $3 or $4 more than this. I haven't figured exactly out, so it'll probably be about $3 or $4 more, but it does include those 2 products, so that's really nice. And we are going to have a fun fold card using this, as well as a shaker card, and I also have at least one out of the box idea. So that will probably take place mid-July. The one thing that I'm a little worried about, and I was worried about with the in colors as well, is Stampin' Up! Is, having trouble getting some of their products in because of the virus. Things are a little bit slower. So I'll probably be collecting money and ordering as soon as you guys start paying me, just sporadically ordering them as money comes in, or when you tell me that I can run your card, because I am worried that we may end up with a back order. The inventory looked good today. I checked on it before I started my class description, but some things are selling out, so it's hard for me to know what those things are. So I have one more thing to give away, and it is this beautiful stamp set. It's called The Gift of Love. I have a lot of door prizes on my shelf that I usually give away during classes, so I'm trying to really make things now that work with the kits and the things that you have. And the reason why I chose this one is because it has so many sentiments in it, and they would fit probably in any one of the projects that I demonstrated today. So I'm going to try to keep working on that and helping you guys build up your sentiment inventory. The other place to get really good sentiments is off of the Paper Pumpkin stamps. Those have some really, really good sentiments in it too. I use those a lot. So many of you are Paper Pumpkin subscribers, so if you're scratching your head for sentiments, please don't forget to look in those. So, all right, let's see who's going to win this. I'm mixing it up really good. I'm not looking, and it is Diane Stabler. So I will put that over there, and that will be for Diane. All right, does anybody want to see? I've done really good on my time. I'm right at half an hour now. And I usually try to keep my lives at a half an hour because I know time is valuable for all of us. But does anybody want to see a couple of the Paper Pumpkin kit? I got my Paper Pumpkin today. And I don't like to ruin people's surprises, but if anybody wants a little quick peek, I will also have these set up in the garage too, for those of you that are doing garage pickups. So raise your hand or say, hello, yes, I want to see, I want to see. Oh, you guys, it's so cute. It's so cute. All right, Rebecca. It just takes one. So the box, this is the box. I ordered 3 kits this month. So I have an extra one if you didn't buy one and you want to get one. The stamps are really cute. This one says, sunshine, you're loved. Hello, sending sunshine, sending smiles, a little something to brighten your day. So I posted on the Facebook page today, my box already went to Nashville to my sister. I wanted her to have it as soon as possible. So that is what the kit looks like. And the cards are super easy and super cute. I'm not going to show them all to you, but they've got lemons and sunshine and oh my goodness, they're just pineapples and they're just so adorable. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I would encourage you to watch for another live coming. As soon as I kind of get this wrapped up, I'm going to hopefully do that live sometime this weekend. Okay, you guys, I hope everyone is doing well, staying well, keeping well. Thank you very much for participating in my second virtual class. Like I said last time, if you have any feedback for me or suggestions or ideas of how to improve the class, or if you have any questions or problems, please let me know right away. Have a really great evening. Enjoy the sunny weekend, and I will see some of you guys tomorrow and then throughout the weekend. Take care. Until next time. Love ya.